Now, from one rapidly declining species to one that is virtually extinct here in the UK, the Highland tiger, or the Scottish wildcat. It used to be common and widespread throughout the land. Believe it or not, the last Welsh record is 1862 in a village called Abermule in Mid Wales, just 2 miles from my home. But they suffered centuries of habitat loss and persecution, and more recently, hybridization with feral and domestic cats. And now they are said to be functionally extinct in the wild. What does that mean? Well, it means that without human interference, they would die out. But here in Allerdale, they're not going to let that happen. Oh no, they've set up a captive breeding programme with the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland and an organisation called Saving Wildcats. So I went along with Ranger Ryan Munro, who's in charge of the work here, to have a look around.
Oh, it's a nice setup you've got here. Lovely setup. Plenty of room for the cats as well, isn't there? Lots of room for them.
Yeah, we've got these walkways as well, which means they can go to whichever one they want to, so they don't want to be next to each other. They can go to the opposite end. Tomcats especially. You can swap them around and sort of stimulates their brain again, going into different territories and keeps their minds active, you know.
Gotta say, Ryan, it's a lovely looking animal, isn't it? Really
She's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's a female, that one?
Yeah, that's one of our females. We have 6 cats here.
Where have they all come from?
All these cats here are all captive breds. They've come from all around the country.
So various zoos and collections and what have you. And why have you got them? What's the purpose of this?
We're an outpost of the Saving Wildcats programme. So any cats that we breed here go into other collections, and then long-term project they'll hopefully get put into the wild one day.
Because what they're doing is they're looking at suitable areas, aren't they, where hopefully there aren't many feral cats and where there's enough prey, there's enough food, and eventually get them back and try to build up a population again. Can you see that coming, do you think?
Definitely. There's more places that are becoming more available that we can look and go, look, there's areas with free feral cats and stuff, so we can put them in these places hopefully. And
it'd be nice to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah, good to see.
How long do you think it's going to take for there to be a viable wild population again? Are we talking sort of decades, tens of years, or is it something?
I think it'll be a bit sooner than that.
Will it?
Hopefully.
Oh, it'd be nice. I'd love to come back up here in, you know, maybe 20, 25 years' time, whatever, you know, and know that there's a healthy population of wildcats, proper Scottish wildcats here. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and hopefully I'll still be here to take you around and we can try and find one.
Wow. Tell you what a cat. Being in the presence of a wildcat, it really is something else. I've only ever seen one in the wild ever. That was in the late 1980s, just south of Inverness. But to be that close to one, it's like the cat, it doesn't look at you, it looks straight through you. Amazing things. So how on earth do you tell the difference then between a tabby and a true wildcat? Well, to be 100% sure, you need to take a sample of blood and look at the DNA. But there are visual clues as well. Let me show you one here. This is a representation here of a truly wild cat and a tabby cat. There are several features. I'm going to pick on 3. First of all, the tail. See the tail? Very, very thick, broad tail with a blunt end and broad bands. Next, this dorsal line down here, an unbroken dorsal line that ends at the start of the tail. And finally, these lines on the flanks. They're unbroken lines. You look at the tabby cat, they're all broken. They're dots and dashes. So those are 3 of the main features that they always look out for. Now, I've got some exciting news for you, some really exciting news. It's bad news, of course, functionally extinct in the wild, but here at Allerdale, we have a kitten. We have a wild cat kitten. Look at that. All of you at home now are going to be going, oh, how cute is that? Well, it's beautiful. It's got those lovely grey eyes, but I tell you one thing, I would not put my hand in there. But isn't that brilliant news? It brought a smile to all of our faces when we saw that. That is absolutely brilliant. And I'll be bringing you updates throughout the series.